Aloha, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks, episode 137 on YouTube. Booyaka! Thank you guys for listening to all these episodes. Thank you for listening to a few episodes, or if you've been listening to all of them or watching them, thank you. Remember to like, follow, subscribe. It's somewhere up there or down there. If you also like to support more of this podcast, there is a link on my Spotify episode on Taking Maximus Talks where you can make a small donation towards the podcast. So, I want to get on it pretty quickly. Last time I talked to you guys, I had just got up to LA, and it's a fun time. I got to stay at this really great hotel, the East Central downtown LA hotel. Really great place, really nice gym. They do have a dinner restaurant, and then they also have a breakfast inside the same floor, but I guess they are like basically night and day. The breakfast is only open during breakfast, and the other one is open only during dinner time. So, I think one is called the Provisions, and then that's the breakfast one. They do have like a la carte breakfast items, and then I guess the Nixo patio lounge that's only open during dinner time, which has like fireplace out in the patio. It's like a long rectangular one, so if you feel cold, that thing will heat you up. There's also like maybe like kind of like a continuous waterfall display, which is kind of also like in the same like rectangle that's in the patio. So if one does have fire for the fireplace, the other one has a continuous waterfall. So at both ends, they do have people surrounding this rectangular setup structure, but one has fire, the other one has just pure kind of like artistic display of a continuous waterfall. Kind of helps you kind of collect your thoughts and stuff. So I did probably mention, but I'll probably mention again. I did go to the Chargers game on Monday night football at SoFi Stadium. Chargers versus Cowboys. Game was pretty much kind of a stalemate, not a lot of scoring. The Chargers had their moments, the Cowboys had their moments. Both sides had done well on defense. It just so happens the Cowboys just had broke through late in the game. Dak Prescott, he would have been sacked by the Chargers defense, but he was able to escape and was able to find a open Cowboys running back who just ran it for like 50, 60 yards. Got it down to like the 20-something yard line or something late in the fourth quarter. That kind of helped set up the Cowboys for the go-ahead field goal to go ahead 20-17. That was after the fact. Justin Herbert had just gotten the team down the field, and also after a punt return turnover. So Justin Herbert got the team close enough, and then did a short pass by the goal line to pass to one of his tight ends, tie the game, 17-17. But then, like I said, Cowboys did come around and they went down the field on a lucky play sequence of events and went up 20-17 and got that field goal. But Chargers had a chance to try to tie the game or maybe try to go for the go-ahead score, but unfortunately, after I guess a penalty that worked in the favor of the Chargers with less than 2 minutes to go. Next play, I believe it was a sack. that kind of messed up the rhythm, momentum, and then the next thing, Justin Herbert, he threw an interception to end the game. Cowboys won, victory formation, and of course, apparently there's been fights going on in the crowds and in the some of the floors, and uh, Cowboys fans, Chargers fans. I don't know. Cowboy fans were also fighting with Cowboy fans, and Charger fans were fighting with Charger fans too. But for sure, I saw the footage of Cowboys fans and Chargers fans fighting each other. So, and just trying to figure out who is, you know, figure out who is your ally and who's your enemy. I mean, sometimes honestly, if you're the same team but you're fighting each other, but then chances are, most likely, different team fan bases will fight each other. So I don't know, something happened and the big melee happened. So that's just crazy. I sat in section 509, front row, with my two comic buddies, Guam Felix and Aaron Monte. So Aaron Monte is a comedian. I'll probably be seeing him pretty soon for his comedy show. I think it's going to be on Don't Tell Comedy in San Diego. And then Guam Felix, he helps run the Comedy Store up in Hollywood. Great guy. We actually had Yard House food. I actually had I believe it was avocado toast. That was really good. I had the fried egg on top of it. That was probably a 9 out of 10. And then I also had, I guess it was a beef bowl. So the beef was medium well, has some greens on it. Really tasty. I would say it's 9 out of 10. Really good stuff. And then we all went to the game. All that stuff happened at the stadium. Guys had a great time. I didn't realize that Esther Anaya was actually the resident DJ at SoFi Stadium for the Chargers game. So that was pretty cool. And guess what? When I posted a story, video, and pictures of the game with her, some of her music in my story and my video, she actually commented with a heart and a lightning bolt. So that was pretty cool. I'm a fan for life now. Plus, also, she's really beautiful and talented. Plays the violin and does well with the DJing. So she's so multi-talented. Give her a follow, guys. Shoot. And then I happened to go to the original room for the first time at the Comedy Store in Hollywood, thanks to Guam Felix. Also, I want to mention, I actually got to meet Guam's friend, Butch. Butch is like the guy you want to talk to if you ever go to Las Vegas, and he has a lot of hookups. So you want concert tickets, sports tickets, he's that guy to go to. So I got to sit in the original room, and I guess the guy's name was Don Paris, and I guess he's been longtime friends with Guam Felix and also a longtime performer at the Comedy Store in Hollywood. So it was a pretty chill show. It was a potluck show, and I guess some comics will pop in, do kind of an open mic thing, but you get more time in the potluck, I guess. So I guess that was what was happening in the original room. So more people started to follow in and stuff. One guy, I guess he was an audience member. He came with two female friends. Don Paris, he wanted to have him come up on stage, and then his two female friends would be wondering why is he on stage, and kind of play like a nice trick on his friend, so that was pretty cool. I got to run into Alex Young. So it was cool seeing him again. He's actually a Cowboys fan, so I know he was probably happy the Chargers lost to the Cowboys on national TV. So yeah. Um, so so I guess the only room I haven't been to at the Comedy Store Hollywood is the main room. So I'm gonna be looking at the calendar and see what's up and go up again. So um, uh, so I did go to a comedy show before I went back to San Diego Tuesday night. Um, I went to the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, so that was pretty fun. I went to see Ruby Tuesdays, which is run by Ruben Paul. Great host, great comedian. He had Finesse Mitchell as the headliner. He also had London Brown on there. He had Renee Percy, my friend, funny comic. I guess he also had um, Johnny Campanella, I guess, on the show. So, um, it started with Ruben Paul. Does a lot of crowd work. Funny guy. And overall, I thought that his comedy and crowd work and everything, um, I would say he was about an 8.5 out of 10 for his comedy. I actually got to interact with him briefly on stage or we had an interaction between me in the middle of the crowd and him on stage, because I think someone said they had a 6-year anniversary or something, and I clapped. So like, I was like, I clap for everything. That was fun. But yeah, Ruben is really good, pretty cool guy. And then he brought up Johnny Campanella or Campiano. The guy was funny, somewhat funny. I thought that he was more like an 8 out of 10 for his comedy. Had some crowd work, and then I guess he was trying to figure out parts of the crowd, I guess. And then I believe London Brown came out. Very stylish guy. He talked about shoes. He had a bit where white guys can pull off certain outfits, but for him, he can't pull that off, because for a white guy, I guess it looks like he's, stylish in a way, by doing it, because, with ripped jeans and a white t-shirt, white tank. But if a black guy did it, it would seem like he's unemployed or something. So, yeah, I get that. So, London Brown, pretty funny guy. I thought he was 8.7 out of 10, so I'm glad I went to see him. And then we got, I believe it was Renee Percy, my friend. Met her first time about over a year ago at the Well Dress, a night of comedy and jazz at the Hollywood Roosevelt, run by Josh Edelman. We got to talk for a little bit back then. I wanted to see her since then, but I've been trying to make time for everybody's shows between LA and San Diego. And then she really hit well with the crowd. She had her Canada bit, talking about her HMO bit, where you're gonna have like sex so hard that you're gonna be so injured you're gonna have to go to the hospital with a big fat hospital bill. Everybody pretty much laughed at that, so she's super funny. Glad I got to see her again. Got reacquainted. I would say she was an 8.8 out of 10 for our comedy. And then Finesse Mitchell came up, and I'm glad I got to see him. Guy was super funny. Uh, he talked about um, uh, talked about his. I guess he said his family. I guess or kids, and then he mentioned something that was pretty funny. How if you're over 30 and you're single, it's really your fault. Like you should be able to find somebody. And like I just started laughing and stuff. And honestly, he's a really cool guy. I guess he was on Ballers or something, and um, he's been on some specials, and I guess maybe some stints with SNL. So it's kind of cool meeting these guys. Uh, Finesse, I believe he was an 8.9 out of 10. So fun show. Glad I went. Um, Before I went up there, I actually got to stop by the Ladybug Cafe, and I decided to have myself miso soup, which is about, your usual miso soup, 8 out of 10. But I also got to try their mahi mahi plate. Came with like mac potato salad, um, your green salads, some rice, white rice, and then you have your 2 pieces of mahi mahi. Really good stuff. I liked it. It was like a 8.8 out of 10. Really tasty. And then I had to have their chicken combo, which I got as chicken katsu and the ladybug fried chicken. Same thing, white rice, mac potato salad, green salad. Really good stuff. Chicken's really good. 8.9 out of 10. So I would recommend them. Pretty tasty. Um, oh, I wanted to mention I did have the bulk burrito from the Sayulitas. Um, Mexican food restaurant in Mira Mesa. Bulk burrito is pretty good. I would say it was a 8.7 out of 10. So cream asada, pork sausage, French fries, chipotle sauce, I guess guacamole. Really good stuff. Okay, and then I did go to a one more comedy show. I went last night at the Townhouse in Venice Beach. So I got to see Tom Rhodes. He was hosting. He had Pink Foxx as his headliner. He had a spiritual talker in Francesca. And then you got Mario Adrian, who used to be a male model. And then you got Orion Levine, great guy. And then there was Fahim Anwar. I feel like I've seen him before, so maybe. So great show. Almost every comedian that did their stand up also did a sit down interview kind of thing with Tom. So except for Pink Foxx, I guess they ran out of time. So Tom started off the show. Just his usual jokes, nothing too new. It was the same stuff like the bobblehead stuff and the earthquake detection system. That was pretty funny. Talked about how he went to airport security and how he was feeling down because the woman that he thought he was in love with broke his heart, and when he ended up at airport security, this female airport security guard gave Tom a big hug, and then I guess they hit it off. So a lot of great stuff. This time around, I didn't feel the same vibe as it was back at Humphrey's backstage when I first saw Tom. So his comedy, I think it was like an 8.5 out of 10. So, and then Tom brought up Fahim Anwar. The guy, I guess he's part of a band called That's Racist. So, but the crowd was pretty chill for him, and then so I kind of felt that he was like a 7.3 out of 10. So, but for some reason I feel like I've seen him before. Anywho, the next person up, I think it was Mario Adrian. Um, I've always seen him usually with Jogging Summers, but this time I saw him without her. So he talked about German culture, um, pronunciations of German words, and then so yeah. His comedy, I thought it was like an 8 out of 10. Um, Super tall guy too. Um, and then there was Ryan Levine. Guy usually hits a home run, and he's working with a very chill crowd. So he always has this thing, this catchphrase: "Show your titties." Any Jews here or any Jewish here? Show your titties. Any single moms? Show your titties. So, um, so it's pretty awesome though because um, he's really had a lot of fun jokes. Um, he has a fun joke about how he steals from his aunt, and then but he really doesn't like his aunt's sister, which is his mom. That got me laughing. Um, I thought that the crowd for this was super chill. I mean, they did laugh a lot of stuff, but then like it wasn't like a big ovation of laughs. So I want to say that Ryan Levine was probably 8.7 out of 10. I normally like to give him a 9 for most of his sets, but that wasn't the case in this sense. So got to talk to him before the show. Pretty cool guy. I got to introduce him to my friend Sarah, or Zara. And then we got your headliner. Oh no, we have Francesca. She talked about love and spiritual stuff. So, just pretty cool. When you say I love you, say your name. So, that's pretty cool. Makes you feel better about yourself. And with that, I would say I would give her like an 8.3 just for the whole thing. Because like it's more like a she'll talk and you'll listen. So there's really no jokes to it. So then you got your headliner, Pink Foxx. So super funny lady. She's actually trans, but you can tell that she's becoming a woman. I actually got to interact with her a little bit. She saw me, said that I looked very well put together, and then she did ask me like what I do for work, and I said I work in a laboratory, and then she talked to me again, and I said that it's been two years since I last got laid. So I can't believe I admit that out too in front of a crowd. So then I told her that I actually met her before at Walter Ford in Carlsbad when he did his show. So with that being the case, she said that I came up from San Diego to see everybody, and you know what? She's gonna comp me a ticket for her show when she comes back to San Diego with Walter. So that's pretty cool. That's what happens when you're Tiggy. So yeah, she got the same thing too, where she was trying to tell all of her jokes, do crowd work, but crowd was pretty chill. So she was about an 8.7 out of 10 as well. So overall, great night. And afterwards, I got to stop by Taste of the Caribbean, LA. I got to meet the Chef Bernard James. He's a famous cook, chef in Los Angeles. I can't believe I got to meet him. And I actually ordered the jerk salmon. So really good jerk salmon, actually. So I like their Caribbean food, so it was pretty good. The food was, I would say, 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed that salmon and the way the texture was too. So, and I believe it did come with some special rice, I guess. So it's really good. I recommend it. Next time I might get the jerk chicken, or I might even try their oxtail. So Apparently, that's one of their signature items. So, I'm going to a comedy show tonight. It's at the Madhouse called the Stood Up Live. It's a dating comedy show. Um, so that should be fun. And then I'm going to another comedy show tomorrow in Escondido at the Good Omen Mead. Chris Williams is hosting it, and P Man is headlining. And apparently Lucy Love is on it. Ali, Majesh is on there. Taylor Great is on there. Of course, Chris Williams. So, it should be a fun night, and I get to be reacquainted with all these people. Great comics, great friends. So, should be a lot of fun. And of course, UFC 294 is early on Saturday, so I'm gonna try to watch that. And then Halloween party later on, and then see some Chargers football against the Kansas City Chiefs, your defending Super Bowl champions. So a lot of stuff happening here, but Tiggy Maximus still making time for everybody at their shows and hanging out outside the shows, and remember to have some good food, good company, watch some good action, and watch some good comedy shows. So, boom, Tiggy Maximus signing off, baby. There, guys.